My Halloween slideshow. Number 1. No, it's not a washing machine, it's the first Ampex video recorder, released surprisingly at Halloween 1956. Number 2. The Secret of Television.
I'm not a number, I'm nearly a free man. I keep getting that same recurring dream. Oh, hi. You just caught me getting up. Not many people know I actually live here in Television Centre. This is my own little pad right here in the bowels of the BBC, a subject I've studied for many years. I came to live here in 1970 when I was just a lad. My parents took me to see the Dusty Springfield show in Studio 3. I liked the place so much, I decided to become a stowaway, and I've lived here ever since. Television Centre has all you need for a good living, mostly for free. Showers, choice of restaurants, entertainment. If you fancy a quick snack with a bottle of wine or a beer, there's always a conference room trolley waiting nearby with a great meal on it.
Morning, Dad. Here's your breakfast. Time to get up.
Oh, thanks, Zoe. Weetabix.
I've got a rush. Bye.
Bye. I'm not actually on the payroll. Years ago, I used to hang around in VT in the basement because it looked so interesting. Eventually, a guy called Doug gave me a few odd jobs to do. I suppose you could call me the very first runner.
Here behind me.
Cup of tea now.
Oh, pour away, please.
PTT.
Oh, look at that
person to drink.
Look at the colour of that. Can I have it later?
After about 10 years of this, Doug called me into his office and he said, "Would you like to edit, Dave? We're a bit short of talent and I know you're keen, so would you like to give it a go?" Well, after this, there was no stopping me. I had a top job at the BBC and I never had to pass an interview or take an exam. The reason I'm making this film is, a few months ago, I was walking around the BBC archives and I found this book. It's written by the great television legend himself, Marconi. As I read avidly through the pages, I became aware that this man not only was a genius for developing wireless and later television technologies, but he also had an amazing insight into what makes a really good television programme. In this book, which he wrote in 1937, just before he died, he actually predicts many things about the BBC's success. A comedic situation involving the interplay between two brothers trading in South London, including an old git and a three-wheeled yellow van. And here, the folly of producing a show with laughter in the title. He was naturally forecasting the success of Only Fools and Horses and the failure of Les Dennis's Laughter Show. But the most interesting thing about Marconi's book is that he hints at the fact that there is a document, a manuscript, a code of all the secrets a television producer would ever need. A document so powerful that whoever possessed it would own the secret of television. Before I leave this place, I shall attempt to find it. It's not going to be easy looking for this document, but one thing's clear: the secret of television has been lost. You've only got to look at the BBC's output nowadays.
The best starting place, I thought, was to meet the man who led the way in the 60s and 70s, first as a producer, then as a DG, when most believed that television was in its heyday.
I always say that whether it was the golden age of television or not is about the people, that other people to make their minds up. But I thought it was a golden age of opportunity, and that we were all looking for different things to do. I mean, when I see 3 cookery shows on BBC Two, I mean, as a producer, I wouldn't want to have done a cookery show if there was one going out at the time. I'd want to think of another idea, something different. And now, of course, they seem to, they speak to a focus group who will just tell you what they have enjoyed. You know, they won't tell you what they would enjoy because they probably don't know. And that's probably our job, to find out what they would enjoy.
So you actually had the secret of television in those days?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. What happened to it then? I believe it got lost sometime during the 80s.
I think that is obviously a great shame, because the BBC was alive with creative people of very high quality. You know, now I'm sure there are creative people wandering around the BBC. I'm not sure that if they got a great idea, they get it on the air.
So, Bill, someone lost the secret after you finished being Director General. Could that person be John Burt, by any chance?
Now, would I think that? Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Thanks very much.
My next bet was to contact someone who is rumoured to have known John Burt very well. I dug deep into my pocket and took a plane to the Alpujarra in southern Spain. It was here that I met up with Paula Higson, one-time head of BBC post-production, now living as an illegal immigrant in a restored farmhouse.
You've changed a little, Paula.
Yes, well, that's all water under the bridge now. What do you want, David?
I'm looking for the secret of television.
Ha! That's a good one. And you think I've got it then? You must be joking. But I'll tell you one thing. My one-time special friend, John Burt, showed it to me once. You know what I mean? It was a crusty parchment type of thing.
Really?
Do shut up, Godlyman. But it was good, you know, David. All the tricks of the trade were there. Why, I even split all of my workforce into clusters after reading one single page. Do you remember, Dave?
I do.
Hey, it was that good. I tell you, Marconi was a genius.
What happened to it then?
Well, when John got the DG's job, he became obsessive. He stopped showing me all the time, so I didn't get to see his secret documents anymore. He started cleansing, if you know what I mean, and building all the time. Offices, that is all he cared about. The secret of television, he didn't seem to care.
So you don't actually know what happened to the secret of television?
No, he must have lost it. Stupid.
OK, well, I've got somewhere. But what could John Burt have done with the documents? A secret room somewhere, maybe. Whilst in Spain, I thought I'd visit another man who might know something. Professor Eysenck Imhoffnau, historian and biographer of Albert Speer, Hitler's chief architect, who I'd heard had some connections with John Burt's vision of a brave new television regime. Imhoffnau's office was on the top floor of Casa Mila in Barcelona.
Of course, Speer's plans and models were well known, but the technical drawings were never found. I discovered during my research that Albert Speer was living on the South Bank in London just before his death in 1981. He passed to a young Burt, also on the South Bank, who later used them for the Vice City buildings. And I think you can see clearly the lines of Speer's Reichschancellery. And of course, they used modern materials such as these German steel panels.
I've heard that John Burt had a secret room built in White City building. Is this reflected in the plans?
No secret room, no. Nine secret room, 9 bunker, no secret room. Well, of course, how could there be? It's open plan, yeah? How could there be?
Oh, okay.
My research had come to a halt. Hoff now wouldn't talk anymore, and it didn't look as though there were any hiding places in the Burtist complex anyway. I returned back to my pad at Television Centre and read my book again. Still no clues, and even more puzzles. Weeks later, whilst working at the White City building, I had occasion to visit the unisex toilets after a liquid lunch.
Sue, what do you think? Do you think it looks all
I
right?
think it looks fantastic. It'd be perfect for this afternoon.
Liz lent it to me. Oh my God! Dave!
Sorry, Leslie. I didn't mean to interrupt. That's weird.
We've been watching you, Rickson.
What's this about?
You've gone too far.
Oh, come on. What have I done?
The head of the library police wants a word with you.
No, hang on a minute. Look, I haven't done anything, have I? I haven't done anything. No, leave me alone. Why have you brought me here?
Look, Rickson, don't tell anyone what you have just seen. Our leader, she suffers from delusions of grandeur.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Well, she claims to have found something in the basement, but I can't tell you what it is. But she's hoping to get some sort of knighthood at the very least out of this.
Okay, well, I'm not going to tell a soul, so trust me. Okay?
My search for the secret of television has taken a new twist. I went back to Television Centre to see what this confiscated tape I'd taken would contain.
Well, I wonder what's on it. Goodness, this is old. Look, there's Chris Wadsworth. Looking very young. Looks like Area 2 in the basement. Now that's Grant Watkins. This.
Still happy, meeting?
It's an old Christmas tape, isn't it?
Right, okay.
Upstairs in our hallowed heights of news, we decided to come down into the bowels of the earth, to main block VT, to make... I'll have to start again, sorry, I lost the track of it.
There's Grant. Oh, there's Steve. And Martin too. Looking very young.
China, come on.
And Victor.
Upstairs in our hallowed heights of news, we decided to come down into main block VT, into the bowels of the earth, to find out what makes these VT
There's Pete
blokes.
Dunkley.
Men who work in areas like this. Fancy working in a place called VT24 all your life.
He's holding the
Sunshine,
golden talisman
nobody
that
to talk to.
Marconi was
No
talking
wonder they're
about
so pallid and wan.
in his book.
So, on behalf of the BBC and the Entrothon, we decided, and indeed the licence payers, we decided to do a thorough investigation We decided to leave no stone unturned. We decided to take the whole place apart.
I wonder if this
just
tape
to
was meant
see
to be a
how the
clue
whole
to the
thing
secret
worked.
of
And
television.
when we did, we saw this sort of thing. We saw life belts. We saw awful puns about 8T, VT. Well, now, I recognize some of this. Surely this was from White Powder Christmas. Last Christmas, I remember this well.
Oh, videotapes. Oh, that's weird.
All the way from... Ah, get off, you devil! Get away, get away, get away! Ah. All the way from Shepherd's Bush Green, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be off-put by these deadly animals.
Let's... What? All right, let's wind that back. So that's Grant Watkins, and he's laying down the talisman next to a tape box. I wonder if the secret of television isn't in a tape library somewhere.
Now, the best place to look in Television Centre must be the old tape library under Studio 1.
It's not like it used to be at all. This is where suites D, E and F used to be down here.
First of all, it was the base of a concrete swimming pool under the studio. As it was never used, it was given to Television Recording, who stuffed it full of tapes and later converted it to 1-inch edit suites.
Done some of my best work in there. Yeah, this is Suite F. To whom it may concern, we're urgently trying to identify the owner of this room. Please contact me as soon as possible. Nobody knows who this room belongs to. This must be the place.
It was getting me down. Short of breaking the lock, I had no way in.
I've come this far and I'm getting nowhere.
I picked up the phone and did something stupid.
Hello?
Hi, Leslie. It's Dave. Look, I've found this room in the basement. It looks like an old storeroom or something full of junk. I just want, if you want someone to clear it out for you. Have you got the key?
Dave, you can't go into that room. I'm really sorry, but you cannot go into that room. It's absolutely off limits to everybody.
But it's only a dusty old room. Maybe we can turn it into an Avid or something and get some revenue from it.
You can't, Dave. None of us can go into that room.
That was stupid. She'll suspect something now. How on earth am I going to get that key to open it? I'm not a number, I'm nearly a free man. I know. The dream. The recurring dream. Dick Scanner, the detective, was holding the key. It was number 6. That's the number of the key. It's important not to be seen. It's code. I don't think Martin's seen me. Good. 2-inch tape box. It must have been a vestige of the old library here. Let's have a look inside. Oh. There's nothing in it, is there?
Leslie really thought she had found the secret of television in that old tape box and was hoping for at least a knighthood at the palace. But, like a lot of people, she couldn't open it. My old briefcase used to be a 2-inch tape box.
I wonder.
In fact, I pinched it from the library almost 25 years ago.
It's got a full slid. I found it! I found the secret of television! I've had it all along. I've had it for 25 years, and now it's mine. I'll tell you what, I'm off.
You know that it's like leading a mile of life. The clothes in my younger days were so wild, and it's time I met someone like you, and I hope to make certain that it's true. Last time I looked it was late. That's when I started to break. It's a long, long way till the end, but I've got you here with me, friend, 'cause you're here in my arms. 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 Put you here in my arms. Here in my arms.